Yes.
Look. Anyway, what's up, YouTube? It's me, Domino STAR.
I'm Prince Semaj.
I'm Colby Turner.
Or you can give out your Twitter names if you have them, you know.
That's Colby Turner 1 on Twitter.
What, say that one more time?
Colby Turner 1 on Twitter.
Oh, okay.
What's a Colby Turner? Isn't that cheese? I'm Semaj Mahal. I'm sorry?
Semaj Mahal.
Mahal.
Well, today we're talking about first lovers. So, what's your opinion about, like, the first love? Or...
When we talking about first love or first lovers, this is different. Because your first lover doesn't necessarily have to be your first love.
Well, you're right about that, but...
So then say your first fuck buddy.
I would say it's the same.
Really?
In a way, I would.
What happened?
I don't think so. Like,
just because, like, any sex from the religious background that I'm from, it's spiritual. So
not nowadays, nah.
You get a part of them any way it goes.
Not nowadays.
Nowadays, I'm from. Are you Kojic too?
I am.
I'm from the same spiritual background. Born and raised.
Braised pizza.
But I think there's a difference. Love is an action. It's more than just the sexual act. Love is all encompassing.
Right.
And if you don't have all the aspects of love, if you only have one aspect of love, you don't have love itself. That's my opinion.
So, when you have sex with someone, that just makes it loveless sex.
I think sex is just the action of what it is.
Well, what is it?
Sex is just sex.
Sex is just sex.
What do you think about it?
Depends. Sex could be just sex, but then it could be something more. Depends on the person and circumstance.
Oh, shit. I thought that was a dog.
The dog is good. Look how he's sweet.
Oh, Pookie.
I just got him a damn mosquito bite.
Gang. So, yeah. I guess first love is not the same as the first lover.
I mean, it ain't.
I don't know.
Like, I guess you gotta define what love is. Like, I guess I can only speak for myself. Like, my first lover is not my first love.
Yeah. I don't think
it was just my
sex.
First, it was just my first. Did I have feelings for the person? Yes.
At the time, but now, the first love you always have some kind of feeling towards. First lover, you will not, even if you have feelings at the time.
Exactly.
Well, in that case, the first person, no. I was about to say, in that case, like, the first person I had sex with, or the first boy I had sex with, you know, I had feelings for them, and I mean, I didn't love them, but still, they had, like, something over me, like, you know, if I saw them, I'll probably be like, hey, you know, still, like, just say if you were my first lover, or my...
What are you trying to get at?
What I'm trying to say is that to me it's the same, because I have the same effect from my first sex partner as I did my lover.
It's not saying that you just don't care about them at all. It's just saying you don't love them. You can still, like...
No, of course, I get that, but I say it's the same because you have the same effect. It's the same effect.
Not necessarily.
I look at it from an emotional standpoint, and I'll say nowadays people have really taken the aspect of sex and tried to change it to fit their own personal ideologies. To me, you can't have emotionless sex. I don't understand.
Emotionless?
Emotionless.
Yes, you
I don't
can.
think you can. Because
emotionless?
Yes.
No, you can't. Because if you have sex with someone...
Unless you're in the porn industry.
Even then, you have to have some sort of connection with that.
But you do, in order for it to be a good shoot.
I mean, a chemistry, of course, but
there's a difference between chemistry and emotion.
What is the difference?
The difference is emotions are an attachment. In other words,
basically it's lust.
Exactly,
basically,
it's lust.
So what is lust?
They look
lust
good enough so you would want to.
Lust is a sin.
A sinful emotion.
It's not an emotion. Like
lust and like are both emotions. If you lust after someone, it's a lustful emotion. If you like someone, that is a liking emotion.
You don't sleep with everybody you lust after.
True.
But when you do sleep with that person you are lusting after, you have an emotional connection, whether you want to realize it or not.
True, but it's not like you want to elaborate on that emotion all the time. Like you do a shoot with somebody, that don't mean you want to build a relationship with that person.
No, very true. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying for an individual to be that naive to say, "Oh, I can have emotionless sex and it means nothing to me." That's silly to me.
I say that all the time.
I always find that silly.
I don't think it's silly because I look at it this way.
You can have sex with somebody that you don't. That's like hookers more so. They really don't want to have sex with the people that they just do it strictly for the money. So that's emotionless sex.
So what if you are not doing it for money?
What if you're doing it just because you're horny?
What is horny? A feeling.
Horny is a feeling, but feelings and emotions are two different things.
You have to think about.
You feel horny, so you go and have sex with somebody.
Yes,
but
you could have the same effect regardless of who was with. Just as
okay, so you're horny, so you have sex with somebody. You could not call that person or ever ignore their calls, not want to talk to them. You're just doing it because you're horny. So I can see emotionless in that too.
Like if there are people, if that was the case, if there was no such thing as emotional sex, people could have friends with benefits.
A friend with benefits, you missed the term friend. Don't just look at the with benefits part. Look at the whole statement. Friends with benefits.
Here's the point of friends with benefits, or I should say, I shouldn't say friends with benefits. I should say fuck buddies. Because fuck buddies are somebody that you just meet up with. You know exactly what we're about to do. After we're done doing what we're doing, don't call me for anything else. I don't have no attachment to you whatsoever. I don't care. You going about your business, I going about my business, and we done.
If you see this person in public, you ignore him?
Sometimes, yes.
With all honesty, you see a fuck buddy in person, you just walk past them and pretend nothing happened?
Yes.
Probably if you're with your boo.
Why?
I'm saying if you have a boo and
if you have a boyfriend
like
and
that,
you have a fuck buddy and you
that'd
see
be
your fuck
crazy.
buddy, if it's emotionless, what's the problem?
There is no problem.
Right. So you're saying that if you're with your boo, you'll walk right past.
It depends on how your boo feels about the fuck buddy is the problem. Not how you feel about it.
I just think it's a bit naive on the person's part to say emotionless sex in itself to me is a naive statement. That's just my personal opinion.
I think that people have their reasons for taking emotions out of sex. I like what you said. People who who have sex not per se for sex. People who have been hurt in the past by sex.
Like a nymphomaniac.
Like a nymphomaniac has emotionless sex.
It's not emotionless because they're using that sex for anger purposes.
I don't think it's alright. Well, okay. Alright. But when I mean emotionless, I mean like you don't have an emotion for that other person.
I think what is being
I'm not saying that it's driven by emotion.
What's being misconstrued is that people have sex and they're saying, "Oh, just because I have sex with you doesn't mean I want to date you or I want to be with you." I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that every time you allow somebody to come that close to you, anytime you allow somebody to do that type of action to you, whether it's oral, whether it's penetrative, whatever the case may be, you are making a connection with that person. Whether you choose to recognize it or not does not make it any less real.
I think that the only reason people think that way is because we all have been raised that all those parts are sacred and that they are some things that are supposed to be kept to us.
It's
kind of a different conversation and more about religion. How basically Adam and Eve were created naked and everything, and they didn't know about the sin, so there was no sin. So when they ate from the fruit, that's when sin was created.
Thank you for saying fruit, not apple.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not looking at it from a religious point because that's not my category. I'm looking at it from an emotional / psychological point. That's my field, scientific wise. Emotions are scientific emotions. They're not religious.
No, but I'm just saying, if that is in fact
It's a religion.
of
Emotion
how
is a religion.
Science is a religion.
say if that's how the world started with, you know, and then how sin begun. Adam and Eve put on clothes because they, you know, felt uncomfortable and felt it was wrong because of sin.
Because
so
they came
basically,
into
if
the
you're
knowledge.
ignorant of sin, yeah, if you're ignorant, if you don't think there's anything wrong with it, is there really sin or is it really bad?
Well, my thing
Unknowing
this.
is not an excuse.
What is the purpose of sex?
Ignorance is not an excuse.
Sex only. Sex
But that's what
honestly
Adam
only
and
has
Eve
one
were, and
original
if they
purpose.
wouldn't have ate the fruit,
There's only one original purpose
they have
for
went
sex,
to heaven or hell?
and that is to procreate. And
they were
nowadays,
naked, so
hardly
technically
anybody
that
has
would
sex
have been
to
a sin or
procreate.
something like that.
Right.
Most people have sex for
So-
enjoyment. That was not never the purpose of sex. Nowhere is it say anywhere that the purpose
For
of sex is
procreation.
enjoyment. It's only for procreation. Animals don't have sex. Most animals, I say, don't have sex just for the hell of it.
True.
They have sex because they have seasons when they're in heat. It's like a dog. When a dog is in heat, you can tell a dog is in heat.
So if
That
a
does not
person is
apply in the
horny,
gay
does that mean
community,
they're in
though.
heat?
Are we talking about the gay community?
We're talking right because we're in the gay community. If we're talking because you have to separate it because obviously
So
a
then
man
sex
and
is
a woman,
just an act.
and obviously a man and a woman can
To fulfill a
reproduce.
lust
That's what
or
they
desire.
do. Two men cannot reproduce.
Exactly.
So
what their
therefore, we
sex
have to
is
take
lust.
out that procreation ideology because that does not apply to the gay
And that's my
community.
point. Like when two men have sex, they're not having sex because it serves any function besides to fulfill both of their lusts.
And what is lust?
Lust is a feeling. It's not necessarily an emotion. It's like it's driven by your hormones, not necessarily your mental state of mind.
Hormones are a chemical produced by the body, right?
Okay, so we'll call it a chemical reaction.
I just want to be sure I understand.
We'll call it a chemical
A
reaction.
chemical reaction.
Yes.
Okay, I think we're running out of time or running out of space on my camera. So
This conversation.
again,
We're talking.
we'll talk more. We'll do part 2 of this. My name is Domino STAR.
Good night.
I'm Prince Semaj.
Colby Turner 1.
Damn. Down.
And you got your answer about the love game there. What's that? What was we talking about the love game?
No.
First lovers.
I'm all off. I need a cigarette. Bye.